Mitchell. But I do know a lot that has been already said and some history behind this association. Don't remember Deacon Cheney, the presidency of Brother Rolex, but I remember the rest of it because they picked me up because I was with my dad.
All right.
And somebody figured out that I could add 2 and 2. And I've been working in this association since then, and that was in the early 60s. I was a teenager. And here I am today, far from a teenager.
All right.
So I've seen, Reverend Walker over the hill. And in those years, working up to the 90s, when Deacon Mitchell came on the scene as president, and many of you can attest to it just like I can. Here's a man that provided leadership for this association, who had the association at heart, who didn't fool around when it came to his business.
Amen.
And if you don't believe it, drive up on the churchyard on the 5th Sunday morning. I don't care if it was in Thomaston at Welcome Grove, or whether it was Gay at Mount Pleasant, from Columbus, Georgia, you didn't hardly beat him there.
Amen. Amen.
He was there. And there's a message behind that. I saw something when I was reading somewhere this week that said, setting an example is not the main means of influencing others. This guy said it's the only means. He set the example. He was here. When the 11 o'clock hour arrived, he started. And you can appreciate that. I appreciate that. Not only that, when it came time to check on the business, he was checking on the business when you didn't know it. Just like Sister Warren said, when that program is mailed out, if he finds something that's not quite right, you're going to get a telephone call. Not only that, but even today, when he came in today and sat down, he walked by me over there, he said, is anybody making any reports? I don't see you right. Checking on the business.
Amen. Amen.
And that's a part of the leadership that we can appreciate, that I appreciate. And we want you to know that. There's a poem that I have I want to read, which comprises most of what I want to say, because it says in there many of the things that I want to say. And it's entitled, If I Were a Leader. If I were a leader, I'd like to say, you did an excellent job today. I look for a man, a woman, or a boy whose heart would leap with a thrill of joy at a word of praise, and I'd pass it out where others could hear what I talked about. If I were a leader, I like to find the person whose work is the proper kind. And whenever, to me, a good thing came, I'd like to be told the toiler's name. And I'd go to the person who had toiled to win, and I'd say, that was perfectly splendid. And I'll stick this name in, Deacon Mitchell. Now, a bit of praise isn't much to give, but it is dear to the ears of all that live. For there is never a person on this earth but is glad to know that one's been of worth. And a kindly word, when the work is fair, is welcome and wanted everywhere. If I were a leader, I'm sure I would say a kindly word whenever I could for those who have given their best by day, want a little more than their weekly pay. They like to know with the setting sun that the leader's pleased with the work they've done. We are pleased, Deacon Mitchell, with the work that you've done. Not that it ends today, but this is just our opportunity to say to you, thank you. Thank you. Many times we fail to utter those words to each other.
Amen.
All right.
We may think them, but it's a difference when you say them.
Amen.
Yeah.
And when you say it, the person can hear it. And we have that opportunity today to say to you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Amen.
At this time, we have an addition to the program. If Bishop Copeland come forth and say some remarks about Mr. Mitchell. Thank you.
All our other pastors and deacons and all of you who are present here today, I want to thank God that I was able to show up, especially for Deacon Clarence Mitchell.
Amen.
My schedule was so hectic that I couldn't take time to share with this celebration. This is the day that the Lord has made, and I want to just rejoice with Deacon Clarence Mitchell because I found in him to be a friend. Many times I didn't understand as a young, headstrong preacher.
Right.
But as I mature, I learned that the thing that Deacon Mitchell did was very instrumental in my ministry. And I have been trying for a long time, Pastor Walker, being a young preacher, broke. I always thought that a preacher can go to the deacon and borrow some money. Every time I go to Deacon Mitchell, I never get it. But I wasn't going to do him like he did me. I brought him some money today. And the money comes in a card, and I told my wife to put on there, I never could get anything out of you. But I'm going to give you some today, because I think I can. So with that, I'm happy for you, Deacon Mitchell. I'm very happy for you. When I got the invitation, and it's been laying on the table, and every time I passed the table, I said, I would be very remiss if I missed that opportunity. So I'm here today to celebrate with you. And in my conclusion, I thought of a story. It's not actually a story. It was a young boy, 5 years of age, and he always would watch his grandpapa. And as he looked out the window, he looked at his grandpapa sitting in the back, sitting on a little bench. And his grandpapa was always watching his hand. And the little boy was always wondering why Papa was watching his hand. He always looking at his hand. So one day the little boy went out to the bench where Papa was sitting, and he sat down beside him. He said, Papa, why is it that you're always looking at your hands? And the old man began to tell him, he said, you know, with these hands, when I married your mama, I held her hand. With these hands, when I married my wife, I held her hand. Then he said, when your mama was born with these hands, I held your mama. And when your mama got married with these hands, I gave her away. He said, with these hands, I work for you, and I work for your mama, and I work for my life, my wife, with these hands. And I thought about that. One day the old man died, and they took those same hands that he had been looking at, and they folded them across his breast. And when the young boy went to his papa's funeral, he said, Papa's hands is not at work anymore. But Papa had labored and he worked diligently for us for a long time. Deacon Mitchell, your hands speak for you. You work and you labor for a lot of people, and your work is paying off. I thank God for your hand, your heart, and your love. Keep on laboring. Our prayers are with you.
Pulpit. I've been given the honor to present gifts to Deacon Mitchell, someone that I haven't known that long like a few others in this room. I'm still a baby, okay? But I have been here long enough, Deacon Mitchell. I was nominated to the executive board, and so I started coming to the meetings and seeing how you manage things. You're doing a very, very good job at managing things. I just love the way you and Deacon Cheney, y'all friendship. I just love to see y'all in action. And just listen to what everybody has said here so far today. Of you being that soldier in the army for the Lord and working hard and everything. We just want to present you with a few tokens of our love and appreciation. Just kind of show everybody. We have a calendar with pictures in it and something so you can look through and help remember us. Don't forget us now. We have bookmarks. Mark your books, your Bibles, memory, and look at that handsome guy on it. And doing your laboring, and all, you know, you get tired and thirsty every now and then. You have water. And then when you want to sit down and just chill, we got good music you can sit down and listen to. Just enjoy. And that new Cadillac, got to keep changing. You know, right now. We also have, oh yeah, you know, it's raining outside. Well, not right now. But it rains every now and then. We want to keep it dry. Nice umbrella. Oh, okay, we got some more good. Well, something else so you won't forget us. There has been a special book published just for you.
All right.
Isn't that beautiful?
Amen.
This has pictures. Some of you all know Felicia has been collecting pictures, asking everybody to bring pictures of the different Ushers groups from the churches that's in this association. So we have pictures through here of the different groups. Some pictures I'm sure she got from somebody that you don't know about yet. She's got all kinds of pictures. The same with the calendar. The different Ushers ministries pictures are in the calendar. And we have a few more things in the goodie bag. And I don't know if you drink coffee or not, but you might want a little coffee, a little, you can put something cool in if you like. Cup with pictures on it. Very nice, very nice, just for you. Don't let everybody at home drink out of it. And then you might be sitting down and get a little chill and go to the games and want to keep warm, nice little blanket. Keep warm while you're drinking your coffee. But these are just a few, what we consider small tokens of our appreciation and love, Deacon Mitchell. And I thank you, and I'm going to throw something in too. I thank you for working with my husband and and just getting him going. So, I know he said it for himself, but I just thank you for him too, okay? We love you.